Jai Gurudev. Welcome back to this series on understanding the various samskaras in Indian tradition. Let's start today's session by invoking the Guru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, today's topic is Annaprashan Samskara. Its ritual and significance. As part of this series, we have had 3 previous sessions. One, about the introduction itself, how samskaras are a foundation of Indian culture. The second session, we started with the specific samskaras with Pumsavana followed by Namakarana. Today, we will go over Annaprashan Samskara. So, what is Annaprashan Samskara? The samskara is performed when the child is introduced to solid food for the very first time. It is done around 5 to 6 months after the child is born. Some of you might wonder why this is so important, that there is a specific samskara associated with feeding the child. For us to appreciate this ritual, we need to understand the Indian tradition and the science of eating as given by our scriptures. Food has a very important role to play in man's life. Not just the body, but the mind and the soul are nourished by food. Shastras say, jaisa, waisa, mann. Mind is formed by the kind of food we eat. Yajurveda says, tena tena bhunjita, meaning both tyaga and bhoga should go together. We should always consider others before we enjoy. So it's always a part of our culture that we give more than we take. That is why we first offer food to others before eating. In ancient times, no householder would partake a meal without first offering to a guest or a sannyasi who came at their doorstep. In present day, that's not possible. We can offer the first morsel of food, like birds or animals. Okay, even that is not possible. Even simpler is something known as Bali Vaishvayagna. Food is cooked. 5 ahutis are offered with rice mixed with ghee and jaggery onto a copper plate, and this you can do it in your own kitchen. So eating food in Yajna. There might be those who say that even this is not possible, it's difficult for them. Then I'll offer you even a simpler method of offering food. That is, by offering ahutis to the 5 pranas within your body. Right? The food you take has to be digested so that it may be converted to energy and fuel your life. So these 5 pranas that are responsible for digesting your food, we offer ahutis to them. We offer our gratitude so that we may function efficiently. So this just involves taking 5 grains of food and with Swaha mantra, you eat it. So why are we doing all this? This is done as a reminder that this food has come to our plate because of the sacrifice of many people, and we are grateful to them, and we want to share our bounty with everybody in the universe. And what happens when we do this? Whenever we offer food first to the divine, what happens to the remaining food? It automatically becomes prasada. So, thus, when we purify our food by thoughts and intentions and then eat that food, it gives us both physical health and mental peace. So since Annaprashana is the first time that the baby is given food, these yajna samskaras need to be imbibed in it. Because, as I said, a work well begun is half done. So let's feed the child in an atmosphere of positive thoughts and Vedic chants. The teaching that is imparted during this samskara is primarily meant to educate the parents, family, and all those who are attending it. Because only if they know the importance of it and the effect of doing what they need to do, can they give it to their child. So when these thoughts get reinforced in the mind, we need to hear them repeatedly, right? So this tradition of samskaras, there's a beauty associated with it. So you do your samskara in your house. Next, you are invited to attend the samskara of another family member or in the house of a friend. And again, these thoughts are reinforced in your mind. It serves as a reminder that, hey, even if I have missed following it, let me do it. So that is why we do this rituals in the presence of all those you care. That's why we invite your family and friends. So this helps you and them in more than one way. So the first step in Annaprashan Samskara is known as Patra Puja. Of course, whatever I say for each Samskara, right, is valid even in this, because you have to complete the regular rituals associated with Yajna Karma Kanda, starting from Mangalacharana to Raksha Vidhanam, and then the Samskara Prakarana begins. So why do you need to worship the Patra, the vessel or the utensil? Because purified food can only be put in a purified vessel. So before we even get to the food, let's first purify the vessel through this ritual of Patra Puja. A silver vessel is preferred for feeding the child. Well, the choice is not about showing off that you are willing to do. Silverware is the best choice for both adults and children alike because of its properties. Silver is non-toxic and is free of bacteria. That is why there is no need to sterilize silverware. Second thing is, when you place warm food in silver, trace amounts of metal gets infused in the food and that boosts immunity. Also, it is a known fact that liquids stored in silver containers remain fresh for many, many days. So, A silver bowl and a spoon are used for Patra Pujan. And as the mantra is chanted, think that the vessel is becoming pure and it will keep the food for the child safe and divine.
ॐ हिरण्मयेन पात्रेण सत्यस्य पिहितं मुखं तत्त्वं पुषन्न पावृणु सत्यधर्माय दृष्टये.
After Patra Pujan is the ritual called Anna Samskara. Food and water have a unique ability to absorb emotions. So it wouldn't be wrong if I say that food and water have a mind of their own. They react to our emotions. There's a Japanese researcher by name Masaru Emoto who conducted extensive research on how words and emotions and prayers change the crystal structure of water. While positive words create harmonious and pleasing structures, harsh and negative words produce random shapes. And remember that our body is made up of 70% of water. This shows how important is the act of cooking, serving, and eating. We infuse our emotions and thoughts into the food during all these stages. So, Anna Samskara is the ritual of putting 5 kinds of ingredients to be fed to the child. Each of them is put along with Veda mantras. The first is kheer. Why kheer? This is chosen because it is semi-solid and hence ideal to feed the infant. It is also easily digestible while being nutritious and balanced. So first, kheer is taken and placed into the container when the mantra is chanted.
ॐ पयः पृथिव्यां पय ओषधीषु पयो दिव्यन्तरिक्षे पयोधाः पयस्वतीः प्रदिशः सन्तु मह्यम्.
The second ingredient is honey. Honey, in addition to adding to the taste, it symbolizes sweetness. Visualize that the behavior and speech of the child is becoming sweet and pleasant. It is with this emotion that we next put a spoonful of honey into the vessel.
ॐ मधुवातारितायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीर्नः सन्तोषधीः. ॐ मधुनक्तमुतोषसो मधुमत्पार्थिवग्वङ्ग्रजः मधुद्यौरस्तुनः पिता. ॐ मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिः मधुमाम् अस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः.
The third ingredient is ghee or ghritam. Whenever ghritam is used in Vedic rituals, it symbolizes love and friendship. So, with the next mantra, ghee is put into the vessel.
ॐ घृतं घृतपावानः पिबत वसां वसापावानः पिबतान्तरिक्षस्य हविरसि स्वाहा. दिशः प्रदिश आदिशो विदिश बुद्धिशोदिभ्यः स्वाहा.
The fourth ingredient is tulasi. So it is used for its antibacterial nature. With the next mantra, few leaves of tulasi are put into the container.
Om ya oshadhihi purva jata devebhyah striyugam pura manainu babhruna mahagvam shatam dhamani saptacha.
And lastly, we put Ganga Jala, water that symbolizes purity.
Om panchanadyah saraswatim apiyanti sasrotasah saraswati tu panchadha sodeshe bhavatsarita.
After Anna Samskara is Visesha Ahuti. So during the regular Karma Kanda, we complete Gayatri Mantra Ahutis, and then during these special Ahutis, we offer 5 of them, and these Ahutis are offered with kheer. The mixture of 5 ingredients that we have readied in the previous step will be offered as Ahutis along with this mantra. Visualize that this kheer is becoming the Yajna Prasadam.
Om Devim Vachamajanayanta Devaha Tam Vishwarupaha Pashavo Vadanti Sano Mandreshamurjam Duhana Dhinurvagasmanupashushtutai Swaha Idam Vache Idam Namama.
So with this mantra, 5 ahutis are given. Now the remaining kheer that is left after offering the ahutis is energized, and that is ready to be fed to the child. This is what is done in the next samskara, next ritual of Annaprashan. While all of us may understand how food directly impacts the making of our physical body, very few would know about the effect that it has on mind. All of us know that food comes in different sizes, shapes, colors, and tastes. But did you know that food also has 3 bodies? That the food also has a Sthula Sharira or the physical body, Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body, and Karana Sharira or the causal body. Parampuji Gurudev in Gayatri Mahavignan says that the weight and taste of the food are part of its physical body. The guna and svabhava of food are part of its subtle body. The samskaras of the food are part of its karana sharira or causal body. Through yajna, the samskaras in food are cleansed and positivity is induced. And it is such food that we are giving to the child. These principles should be followed by everyone in their day-to-day life. We should ensure that our food is not only tasty and healthy, but also has good samskaras. And when does that happen? Food can give us physical and mental health when it is earned by honest means. So the method by which you earn the money with which you get food is also important because that forms the samskara of the food. The quality of the food should be sattvic in nature, and the food should be cooked and served with a very calm and pure mind. The thoughts that the mother or the lady of the house has while preparing the meal is also very important. And for the food to give you health, it should be eaten at regular time and in the required quantity only. So when you follow these principles in your everyday life, you can be assured that this food becomes Amrit that gives you health, wealth, and longevity. So when the mantra is chanted, think that this kheer in the container is getting transformed into Amrita that will give your child physical health, harmonious mind, noble thinking, and a pure character.
ॐ अन्नपतेन्नस्य नो देह्यनमीवस्य शुष्मिणः प्रदातारं तारिष ऊर्जम् नो धेहि विपदे चतुष्पदे.
So this completes the various rituals associated with Annaprashan Samskara. Do remember to imbibe what you have learned in your daily life and share this knowledge with those you care. So after this, the subsequent rituals associated with yajna are continued before you conclude the yajna associated with the samskara. Jai Gurudev. We will continue in our next session with the next samskara.